Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Oracle of Hope. Today I'm going to jump right in. We're going to jump right in today. And I feel so inspired to bring the topic of belonging. Now this has been a key theme for me this past summer, of how one of my core values, which is what I bring into all of my practices and that I'm deepening into, is how everybody belongs. The fact that somebody turns up, they belong. So the fact they even want to be there, the fact that they're alive, the fact they choose this space is how they belong. So then when there's conflict, there's resolution, there's a focusing on repairing the rupture, because we can't escape each other. In this world, we are all one community. So yeah, we can run away and hide and try to avoid these people, but that conflict still exists within us. So if we can look at, okay, so this for me has come from being a kid. It was drilled into me that family is family. You never betray your family, you always stick together. No matter what happens, you're a unit. You never fully abandon each other, you never fully leave each other. And I'm thankful I was taught this, and it was nice to see this. It's nice when I see this in other cultures, especially from what I've observed from Kiwi, from New Zealand culture is very much all Hawaiian, which is Ohana, and you might see that in Lilo and Stitch. But families stick together. Families always one unit, and you might bicker, you might disagree, you might not see eye to eye, but you never leave, because we're one. Literally, we're one. And now that I'm in these spiritual communities, I'm seeing mirrors of this same inner knowing and inner stance within me being magnified and highlighted, of how present it is in these spaces. The fact people choose to be in these spaces is why they belong. There's no proving yourself, there's no deeming yourself as worthy. You are worthy because you're here, because you chose to be here. So for me, that's radical acceptance of the other, even especially when the other I might not understand. That's my tent. It's a bit windy. I've got a tent next to my van. I'll give you a little preview. Oh, you can't see much. Yeah, my tent's there. I'm just at the village festival right now, and the theme has come up again, and that's what inspired me to make the video, because I was like, yeah, it's so alive right now, and it's just such a gorgeous, beautiful piece. So gorgeous, and I feel in my heart, and it's something I'm deepening in my own workshops, in my own spaces, of everybody belongs, everybody is welcome. So even when people make mistakes, even when people don't act the right way, including myself, I'm human, we all make mistakes, we all might say things that we don't really mean, and that's okay. But it's how we bounce back from that, it's how we create a resolution from that, because that's what matters. Because who wants to be cancelled? Who wants to be cast out and exiled? Nobody does. Nobody does. And we're all one family, we're all interconnected, we're all one unit, we're all children of Spirit, of God. So how can we be more graceful and gentle and compassionate with others, and especially the ones we don't understand, the ones that trigger us, the ones that show us what we still need to heal and work on? Because actually that's a gift. If somebody triggers us or shows us our shit, we know what is calling to be healed. And same when the shoe's on the other foot, when you're triggering and poking at people's wounds, that's a gift too, because they're getting to see that too. So you're welcome that you're being triggered, and thank you for triggering me, because you show me what I didn't see, and I'm showing you what you didn't see. Or you might have saw it, but not getting into specifics there. So yeah, belonging, that's such a core value. We all want to belong. And yeah, from my personal journey of wherever I've traveled in the world, whatever communities I go to, whatever environments I go to, wherever I go, I find a way of belonging. I find common ground and mutual interest and mutual respect, even if I don't necessarily have much in common with this person. I can always find something in common, which then allows me, like, yeah, to feel like I belong. I can always create that, and from an authentic place too. I'm not faking the connection, the similarity, but it's like we all belong. We're all one human family. So how can we create more of that? How can we be the advocates for that? How can we be the torchbearers of we're all welcome, and you don't have to fit in a box to belong, and you don't have to tick certain things or fit in a certain spec sheet to belong. Like, you can be whoever you are, whatever you are, and as long as you're here, you belong, you know. And that might be more challenging if somebody's an absolute knobhead, you know, if somebody's an absolute cockhead, and, you know, then other measures go in place there of, you know, boundaries, but they're all things for another topic for another time. Okay, let me know if you want to hear more about that. But for now, my core message, the core essence is everybody belongs. By the fact that you're here, you belong. The fact that you show up anywhere is how you belong. So you don't need to prove that. You don't need to look a certain way or speak a certain way or tick any boxes. That is all just conditioning. That's that same limiting mindset, limiting paradigms that are playing out in different spaces of, oh, you must do this to belong, or you must do this to fit in. Hell no. I belong because I'm here, because I feel that resonance within me that brought me here, because energetic alignment brought me here. Not because I wear a certain outfit I belong, you know. So that's been a big theme of my life, and just is everywhere I go, of creating that belonging, creating that community, so that, yeah, it's just so beautiful and we're all interconnected. So yeah, that's the message. It felt a bit squiggly, but you know, energy is sometimes squiggly. I'm a little bit squiggly, but no, my solar plexus said, no, don't say that. Okay, there we go. A beautiful divine message to know that you belong and you're worthy, and you're so worthy of being here, and wherever I am, you belong. So if you come to my spaces, you belong. Okay, you don't have to fit any criteria, you know. And if there's any conflict, let's solve it. Let's find a way of figuring shit out and talking about it and using what tools we have to make sure everybody feels welcome and seen and validated and welcome in the space, even if we don't understand each other, especially if we don't understand each other, because the people that trigger us the most, the people that are the most opposite to us, are our greatest teachers. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Subscribe for more, give me a little like to support my channel, and share this message with anybody who might need to hear this, as well as checking out my other videos, because there's always fire content there. So yeah, thanks, and speak soon.